The Essexville-Hampton Public Schools Board of Education regular meeting for January. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Nearing.
Here.
Levine.
Here.
Moraski.
Yes.
Gordon. O'Neill.
Here.
Rushow.
Yes.
Sandsburn.
Here.
6 present.
At this time, it is election of officers, so I am turning the meeting over to Dr. Lewis this time.
Thank you, Mr. Stansburn. At this time, I will open the floor for nominations for officers of the board. And we could do it starting with president, or if the board wishes to do something else, we could do that as well.
I would like to make a motion that we leave the officers that we have now in their present positions.
There is a motion to re-elect, and we have a second. Ms. Foret.
Nearing.
Yes.
Levine.
Yes.
Moraski.
Yes.
O'Neill.
Yes.
Rushow.
Yes.
Sandsburn.
Yes.
6 yes.
Yes, we have the re-election of our officers. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
I will motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Levine.
Yes.
Moraski.
Yes.
O'Neill.
Yes.
Rushow.
Yes.
Nearing.
Yes.
Sandsburn.
Yes.
6 yes.
Do we have any statements from the board at this time? Statements from the superintendent at this time.
Yes, Mr. President, very quickly. First, I'd like to welcome everyone back from a winter break. Hopefully, everyone had a restful and productive winter break. January, we will start off by recognizing that it is School Board Recognition Month. And so I would like to acknowledge and thank the amazing, talented members of our school board who work tirelessly. A lot of people don't know, but this is a volunteer job. And you guys are always available and doing work on behalf of the district. So thank you for all that you do. We have a few gifts for our board members today, but I'd love for those of us here in person, as well as our those who are watching virtually, if we could quickly give a round of applause to our awesome board members. Thank you. Also, the month of January is National Mentoring Month. And so whether you are a mentor to our students or a mentor to the adults in our district, we thank you for your mentorship. I do want to recognize the teacher mentors in our district who are listed here. We have Ms. Blair, Mr. Bray, Mr. Rocher, Ms. Donahue, Mr. Dowd, Ms. Goik, Mr. Hugo, Ms. Jarvis, Ms. Knapp, Mr. Kulzmack, Ms. Kulzmack, rather, Ms. Lyons, Ms. Martin, Mrs. Matthews, Ms. Newkirk, Ms. Schingek, Ms. Schroeder, Mr. Vandenboom, and Ms. Zelensky. So all of these individuals serve as teacher mentors in our district, and we certainly appreciate their mentorship. So whether you are mentoring the adults in our district or the teachers or the students in our district, we thank you for serving as a mentor and providing your mentees with your experience and your guidance and support. And then finally, January is also the month where we recognize Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which is on January the 19th. And I'm grateful to the board who will this evening consider a resolution to formally designate Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day as an official holiday in the district, meaning that it will be off for everyone. And so may we continue to work together to live out Dr. King's words of the time is always right to do what is right. And those are the statements from the superintendent this evening, Mr. President.
Thank you. Any statements from the public as it pertains to the agenda this evening? Seeing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
I will make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Roski,
Yes.
O'Neill,
Yes.
Russia,
Yes.
Nearing,
Yes.
Levine,
Yes.
Sandsburn,
Yes.
6 yes.
Do wish to congratulate Mrs. Albrecht on her retirement. We'll miss her at the front desk. She's a very friendly face as she comes in, and Mr. Berquist also as he moves on. We wish him well in his new role.
And welcome back, Shelley Mahar, to the district.
Yes.
Okay, H, committee meetings, beginning with the Garber student report.
Thank you, Mr.
Alexa,
President.
there she is. Hi, Alexa.
This month, NHS is collecting 20 cans from each member to do a can food drive, and I believe it also extends out to the Student Council Middle School. Student Council is working on their charity week, so each member had to go out and get 2 small business donations to put into baskets for our charity donation. We're with the charity week, we do pep assembly, dance, auction, and then all of the funds go to Mitt and Mutt's Rescue. The Miracle Fields in Midland. And then for sports teams, basketball, dance, wrestling, and cheer are halfway through their seasons. And this week, exams are in full swing with the upcoming semester.
I have a question. I don't mean to put you on the
You're
spot.
good.
How are they gonna sell tickets for Snow Cove?
I think we're doing it online like we did for homecoming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other comments for Alexa? Questions?
Good job. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks.
Moving on, next report is the Finance Committee. Mr. Amiri?
Thank you. So we, Finance Committee meeting, discussed 5 different items. The 31AA fund. The opt-in date for districts was the end of the year. Several districts have decided to withdraw their opt-in status based on the ruling from the Michigan Court of Claims denying their legal challenge to the constitutionality of the claim. So a lot of the districts have decided to opt out, which should, in theory, increase the amount of funds that are available for districts like ours that had decided to remain. But we do not have an actual dollar figure yet as to that amount that will be available to the districts that have remained in as part of the fund. Hopefully, we will get that information maybe by the next board meeting. We will have our second reading of the fiscal year 26 budget later in this meeting. And then we'll actually have our vote on that budget as part of this meeting as well too. The educator compensation program from the state of Michigan, the district has received some funds. We have not received a lot of guidance on how we can distribute these funds to different education groups within the district, so we're still waiting on some guidance from the state to determine the best way to spread those funds amongst the different educator groups within our district. So we're still waiting for some guidance from the state on that. The FAFSA Challenge Fund, Mrs. Abbs has received about $66,000 to be able to be used for some FAFSA kind of incentive programs or ways to improve FAFSA participation at Garber. They're going to spend the money over the next 5 years for some trips to local colleges, improving some physical audio video equipment for doing FAFSA presentations in the auditoriums, things like that over the next 5 years. And then, as Dr. Lewis indicated as well too, we're going to be discussing and voting on compensation, making the district-wide MLK Day a full paid holiday for all of the members within our district, since we do recognize it on our district calendar as well too. those were the 5 items that we discussed as part of the Finance Committee meeting. So everyone will be able to take a look at the full year budget information that we'll be voting on. If you have any questions about that, we can talk about that during that session. But are there any other questions about the other 4 items?
Is the phosphor challenge, is that something that you have to have a certain percentage of your seniors take the phosphor in order to get this money?
No, I don't think so. I think that it was just, it called, the challenge was just more the name of the grant that we received.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just a challenge to kind of increase participation within the high school.
Within the high school,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was, I think, the name of the grant that we received.
All right.
I'm gonna tie it into finance a little bit, but there has been a lot of questions about the union negotiation with the 3-year calendar. Where are things at with that for district release?
At this point in time, we do have a verbal agreement on a tentative agreement for the next 3 years. And the teachers union will be taking that verbal agreement to its membership for a formal vote for us to actually have an agreement. I believe that could be happening at some point this week. And then once we get an affirmative vote from the EHEA, we will submit our calendar to the ISD. But we did reach a verbal tentative agreement back in December.
Okay.
But they needed a clean version of the actual calendar, and I believe that was provided today. That was provided today, so I think they're gonna take a vote at some point this week, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe next week, because
Okay.
we have to TA it again.
Okay, so maybe next week.
We have to TA the clean copy, and then we have to open for a vote.
There's been lots of talk. Folks want that calendar out.
Yeah.
So-
We anticipate we could get the calendar on the February board agenda,
Okay.
and then get it out to the community once the board takes action at the February meeting.
Thank you.
Next item is the student showcase. Am I turning it over to Mr. Campbell or Mr. Stein?
Good evening.
Good evening.
We have a lot of really cool things happening at Garber right now, but in conversation with Dr. Lewis about what would be the best thing to highlight for the school board this month, I wanted to show off one of the really neat things happening with our anatomy class. As you recall, we shifted our Garber anatomy class. We created a partnership with CMU that's dual enrollment and provides a lot of really neat opportunities for the way students learn this content, but I don't want to spoil the presentation, so with that, I'll give the floor to Mr. Stein and some of our fantastic students.
So, if those of you that haven't met me, I'm Mr. Stein. This is my almost 10th year here in Essexville. I loved every minute of it. I'm very, very fortunate to work with some amazing students in some really cutting edge techniques and things that we're working on, trying to transform what was traditionally a pen and paper anatomy and physiology course to something a little bit more cutting edge, giving students the opportunity to actually play, see, and interact and work with things. And we're really, really fortunate to be partnering with CMU, so that way our students, when they successfully complete this program, will walk away with a semester's credit. And that's really good. It'll transfer exactly as their course right over to CMU, but also has the ability to transfer out to other places. We have some awesome students, Christina and William, that are going to talk a little bit about what we're doing in the classroom.
Good evening, everybody. I am William Oliver. I'm a senior here at Garber.
And I'm Christina Mead, and I'm a sophomore. We are currently enrolled in the HSC 211 Human Anatomy and Physiology course. Thanks to a partnership with Central Michigan University, we aren't just reading about anatomy, we are experiencing the classroom of the future right here in our building.
This isn't just a high school elective. It is a dual enrollment opportunity where we earn verifiable college credit. We follow a rigorous curriculum set by CMU following university level materials, and standards that prepare us for medical and science fields much earlier than our peers.
The biggest difference in this course is the technology. Using the Valencia Hollow Anatomy app and VR headsets, we don't just look at the diagrams. We can virtually dissect organs and even walk inside the human heart. It allows us to visualize complex anatomy in a way that a standard textbook simply cannot match.
And there's benefits to students who've already taken anatomy classes, whether that was from before the program was introduced, or if you're transferring from another school. I have already taken an anatomy class since before this program was introduced, and I can say I definitely prefer it to having to dissect a real pig in person, a lot cleaner, and a lot less mess. And we're also connected directly to the university. Dr. Jayraman can beam into our classroom using telepresence robots to guide us. This hybrid approach allows us to have both physical guidance from our in-person teacher, as well as some very specialized expertise from university professors.
My experience with the headsets has been looking at the surface level of organs. It's helped me identify the organ systems and how they fit in the human body. It allows me to experience anatomy with more depth than a textbook. In semester 2, I'm looking forward to working with the skeletal system and being able to take apart and look at some of the individual bones up close.
Anatomy at Garber is now a lot more than just your standard science elective. You're gaining confidence, some very rigorous experience, college credits, and exposure to technology that most people probably wouldn't see up until entering medical school. Thank you for supporting this program that's giving us a lot of opportunities and making us innovators throughout our region. Who wants to try it out?
So I do have 10 headsets. It might take a minute or two to get things set up and rolling, but we'd love for you to actually see what students are seeing. What you see up there is an image of a heart. I've got a couple of scenes just kind of set up so you can actually go in and see that too. So if time permits, we'd love for you to experience it and see it.
Yep. I think we'd love to have the board members put on the headsets and actually see what students are experiencing. So why don't you get that set up, and we will move on to the next agenda item. And then once we're finished with the budget, we'll come back and have the board members try on the VR headsets. Thank you, students.
Thank you.
Do we have questions?
Yeah,
first?
just a quick question. Is this a semester or is it a full year course?
Full year.
Full year, and then then it's 3 credits or 4 credits?
So this is transferring, it's a 3-credit course, so it's a CMU 1 semester, but we're expanding it out to get a little bit more depth.
Okay.
Adapting, because we have a range of 10th graders all the way to seniors taking this course.
Okay.
So they should walk away from it with 3 CMU credits. And I do believe there's a partial lab credit. They're still working on like some of the finer aspects behind that, but yeah, they're gonna walk away with 3 CMU credits.
That's awesome. So how do you, is there,
I mean, I'm assuming there's a long list of kids who want to take this class. How do you, is there requirements going into it?
There's a lot of selection pieces. Right now, it's kind of in the field testing just to see what's going on. It's kind of interesting to see because we have a ton of sophomores that have just jumped from biology into it, and I know word of mouth is starting to spread. Being the primary biology teacher, watching and hearing, it gives me an idea too, just to see where some students are capable, where some students aren't, like need a little bit more time to grow. Right now, we're capped at about 23 to 24 students just because of credit and enrollment features. But I can tell you there's a lot of freshmen who I give the opportunity to like, just check this out and see. Just watch their faces light up like, I just grabbed a heart. And then of course they're freshmen, of course they're gonna throw it at somebody. But it's still one of those things to see and just watch them become passionate about biology.
Super cool.
And I saw the robot move a little bit earlier. Is our professor partner from CMU with us live?
Like he's not with us, but what they wanted to show off was like how cool is it, so that way we've had a couple of classic ups. He's beamed in just to test it a couple times, but I know we have a little bit more interactivity coming next semester. But that's essentially what it'll be, is he'll be able to drive that remotely. I was using it just for my laptop. I can drive it right from my room. So even if I'm out, I can pop in and come say hi. But yeah, that's one of the cool aspects of just that partnership where he's going to be able to communicate. We're always in conversation, email, things of that nature too.
Cool.
I'd love to see a new t-shirt. It's very, very fun.
We thought that was a
Yeah,
good touch.
yep, I like it. Great job, you guys. Thank you.
Get the headsets fired up and
Put them
we'll,
up in the hall.
okay.
Okay.
Okay, next is the second reading of the 2026 budget amendment.
We're gonna have Miss Jazerski, our Director of Finance, walk us through a few slides. There are a few modifications or updates since the December's first reading, so Miss Jazerski.
So, as I mentioned, last month, when we started our original budget, we're obviously working with a lot of unknowns. This year was especially so, without us getting our revenue numbers until October. And these things will continue to change as we continue throughout the year. Again, I have a couple smaller changes I'll get to here in a minute. But I believe this goes to vote to pass an amended budget, and then we will do another amended budget. The final amended budget will happen in June as we pass the preliminary budget for 27. Next slide. What changed here a little bit was the revenue number. I had to increase that a little bit. I'm sorry, today was a long day. Increase the amended budget revenue from what we presented last month. I needed to include the Filter First grant, which was the grant that we received for the updates to the different water fountains in the districts and whatnot. That was about $96,000. And then also a couple changes to the 31AA grant. We need to decrease that revenue until we get some further information from the state and whatnot on what we're spending on that. And then also adding that FAFSA grant into the revenues. So those were the changes to the revenue side from what I presented in December. In those other areas where some increases to revenue are things that we discussed last month. I still did not, just as a point, we talked with, Mr. Nearing spoke of the 27L2 funds. That is still not in the budget because we don't have a clear path on that yet. So just full disclosure, that's not in here yet. But again, that'll be an in and out, should affect the bottom line. Next slide, please. On the expenses side, the increase, again, is related to those revenue increases of the Filter First grant that's in and out. The difference in the cost, there was a small difference in cost, a little less than $10,000. Those are sinking fund eligible expenses, so you won't see that in this, those extra expenses in this budget. Those will go to their sinking fund. Filling in those FAFSA costs, and then again, because the 31AA revenue had to be adjusted down, but no changes in the expenses, we saw an increase, which I think is on the next slide, please. Small increase to the deficit that was noted from last month. Because of those changes, I can't put revenue in if I don't have those matching expenses. We are still working through moving some expenses and making sure that we're utilizing all of our grants to their greatest ability, because certain grants allow certain expenses and others don't. So we're still moving and trying to figure some of that out. So we'll see those shake out in the final amendment. I still feel positive about, even though it's showing a deficit, I mean, as you can see, we cut that in the original budget in half. We're hoping that we don't see that deficit at the end of the year. We're all working hard to do the things that need to happen and make adjustments and really look at how we're spending, utilizing our sinking funds, things along those lines, wherever we can. I will make a note, this did not change with the cell tower funds. That is one-time spending. That still remains, that's for what we have planned right now, spending in cell tower funds. We have 85,000 of that 425 is one-time spending. So it's not recurring spending, just to give you guys an idea on that part. I did add, last month when I presented in December, I did not have a Filter First grant in there. I did add that. Again, though, the 27L2 is not in there yet. And other stuff? That's pretty much it, unless anybody has questions, because I know we've seen a couple of iterations of the budget.
I asked all my questions earlier.
Yes, I understand. But I'm happy to answer any questions, and like I said before, if anybody ever wants to talk one-on-one, we had some good ideas. I will say Matt had some good ideas and some things that I'll hopefully get to the, you guys in the following months, but kind of like I did like the, what do you call it, like an appendix?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mr. Morosky, an appendix, just kind of give you guys the definitions of what's included in each of these line items. So then that way maybe, because I know I've changed what the budget looks like, but to give you guys a better idea of what's included in these lines. So I will start working on that, probably in February, because we got W-2s and everything this month, but I'll try to get that to you guys so that, and give you a better idea of how the district's expenses are divvied up between these line items. Because it is a lot to look at, I can appreciate that.
And then you were also talking about doing like a running update. That was
Yes.
Budget time.
Yep. Hoping to, I'll include that with the financial reports that we already get with monthly expenses and whatnot. It would essentially be running a month behind because it's kind of hard to close the month out so soon after the month ends. Because the board meeting's the first week. But I'm hoping to add a column to here, which would be like year-to-date expenses, and then showing a percentage of the budget that's been expended. To give you guys a little more of a whole picture with the reports that you already received. So as we put those out, I mean, I'm sure I'll put those out to Finance Committee first, and we'll kind of tweak them so that you guys are getting the information that you want to see. And I want it to be, understandable and readable and useful. A bunch of numbers on a piece of paper doesn't always mean, give you what you need, so.
No, I like this format. I think it's easy to use.
So, Dr. Lewis, would you go back one slide, please? Yeah, so I wanted to highlight what Mr. Zierski said, that 425 includes, even though it's being paid for out of the cell phone tower money and not kind of our standard operating general fund, that $84,000 worth of the cell phone tower money is included in that 425. That's not going to be our regular reoccurring kind of spending on a year-over-year basis. So if we took that 425 and you took out that $84,000, that leaves roughly about $340,000 worth of a budget deficit that would be attributable to our run the business type operations.
And I would just add, as we continue to work on shrinking that deficit, again, we've already cut it by 51% from where we were 6 months ago in terms of what I inherited. But we're also working, as I shared with the board in last Friday's board update, a return on investment tool that we will use across the district to assess our return on investment on all of the programs, vendors that we currently have, to then make decisions, a database decision as to whether or not we continue certain programs or sunset certain programs or expand certain programs.
Do I have a motion to adopt the budget as presented?
I'll make a motion to adopt the amended budget as presented.
Support?
Or
Moved and supported. Any further questions? Roll call, please.
O'Neill,
Yes.
Russia.
yes.
Nearing,
Yes.
Levine,
Yes.
Morosky,
Yes.
Sandsburn.
Yes.
6 yes.
Head out there.
No, he'll bring it in. He's got to set up the
So
space.
we'll get through the action items except the last one, and then we'll do that and then come back to that last item.
So the next action item is the LOA for the EHEA in regards to the temporary special education teacher. Do I have a motion to approve that as presented?
I have a motion to approve a letter of agreement between the district and the EHA regarding a temporary teacher assignment.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Rushow,
Yes.
Nearing,
Yes.
Levine,
Yes.
Marowski.
Yes.
O'Neill,
Yes.
Sandsburn,
Yes.
6 yes.
The next one is a resolution for official district holidays. Do I have a motion to approve the Board of Education adopting a resolution for Martin Luther King Jr. Day as an official district holiday?
I will motion to adopt a resolution making Martin Luther King Jr. Day an official district holiday.
Support.
Moved and supported. Discussion?
I mean, I think it's the right thing to do since it was already, a good chunk of our contracts already included it, so it'll get everyone on the same page, which I think is really awesome. And it's really close to my birthday, so I feel like it's a bonus.
Roll call.
Nearing,
Yes.
Levine,
Yes.
Marowski.
Yes.
O'Neill,
Yes.
Rushow,
Yes.
Sandsburn,
Yes.
6 yes.
Next is the LOA for district holidays, and that is for the EHESP. Can we do all three of these together as one? And the LOA for the EHCMA district holidays, as well as the LOA for the Bus Drivers United Steelworkers holidays. Do I have a motion to approve those as presented?
I will motion to approve Martin Luther King Jr. Day as an official district holiday regarding the EHESP, the EHCMA, and the Bus Drivers United Steelworkers unions.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Levine,
Yes.
Marowski.
Yes.
O'Neill,
Yes.
Rushow,
Yes.
Nearing,
Yes.
Sandsburn,
Yes.
6 yes.
Next action item is out-of-state travel, Kramer, Washington DC trip.
So the packet you have, in my hurry to get all this in is incorrect, partially. The itinerary that's on there is the exact same, it's just the dates are wrong. I sent you the stuff for 27 instead of 26. I do have the dates for 2026, excuse me, I want to get this right. It is the 22nd through 25th of April, so it's that Wednesday through Saturday. That's when I'm going to just the out-of-state travel for those dates. I don't have the hotel or flight information yet. That'll come within the next month, month and a half, but those are the dates for sure I can tell you. And that we can talk 2027 if you want to, but I should get the dates approved. And that's it.
Since I plan to go, I'm going to make the motion to approve the out-of-state travel for the Kramer, Washington DC trip for April 22nd through April 25th.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any discussion? I do know that we've talked in the past in regards to affordability. What are some other things that we're looking at, I guess, as far as that goes in the future?
I'm looking at getting away from EF as a vendor. I'm tied into it for next year, but so we're looking at 2028 already. I've been in touch with the coordinator at All Saints and trying to get in touch with the people in Franklin to see what they're doing with regards to their trip, who they go through, how they're planning it, things like that. It's been pretty early. Like I just reached out to All Saints' coordinator a couple weeks ago. My little sisters went on their trip, so I've been trying to get in touch through there and knowing a little more about that helps. Still trying to work with the GAA on getting that aligned with my trip to get volunteers paid for fundraising and stuff. So it's been a few moving things, but the biggest thing is looking at moving away from the vendor I'm currently using. But travel right now across the board is insane.
Right.
So it's been kind of a tough go.
How much is it this year?
This year was right at $2 grand. Yeah. And other companies, other vendors were in that $1,700 to $2,000 range. So just the familiarity is why I've stayed with EF for so long, but I think it's finally getting to that break-off point.
Okay, any further discussion?
EF has been nice to work with. I will say, just as a patient, as a parent paying for it, my husband went, we did the payment plans. They started early enough that you can break it down, but it is still very pricey.
We're getting up to the point of no return for that, so.
Yeah.
Roll call, please.
Marowski,
Yes.
O'Neill,
Yes.
Rushow,
Yes.
Nearing,
Yes.
Levine,
Yes.
Sandsburn,
Yes.
6 yes.
Next up is the second reading for the Neola Fall Update. I'll make a motion to recommend the Board of Education approves the policies 2266, 2412, 3122, 4122, 4162, 5517.01, 7540.02, 8300, and 8305.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
O'Neill.
Yes.
Russia.
Yes.
Nearing.
Yes.
Levine.
Yes.
Marasky.
Yes.
And Sandsburn.
Yes.
6 yes.
Next action item is the school policy update, the Garber Student Handbook. That was the part in the handbook about incompletes, is that
About
correct?
incomplete,
Okay.
yes. It was a technical error from 2 years ago in the Neola update, so it's
Okay.
nothing substantive, so to speak.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the Garber's revised student handbook as presented.
Support.
Moved and supported. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Russia.
Yes.
Nearing.
Yes.
Levine.
Yes.
Marasky.
Yes.
O'Neill.
Yes.
Sandsburn.
Yes.
6 yes.
Now?
Yes.
Okay. So he's gonna bring it in? Yeah.
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 We're ready. Oh. Mr. President?
Sorry, can I add one more action item?
Yes.
Is the out-of-state travel for 8th grade Steve Point Kramer.
Oh.
Not on the agenda.
Yeah, we would have had to have done that at the beginning of the, to amend the agenda at the beginning. Sorry.
We'll get that on the February agenda, Mr. Bars.
Yeah. No, that's fine.
So let's try to get that little circle. We'll set up where How many do we have that wants to try?
I'm gonna try it.
I'm gonna try it. Heck yeah.
All right, William, what's your favorite organ? And it has to be a real one, so I'm a little different.
I think the heart's pretty interesting.
The heart. Christina, what's your favorite organ? The heart?
You should check this thing. Oh, yeah, no.
The skin doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah, that's what I just asked. That's what I just asked. That they travel in maybe. It'll be okay. We do it in February. Okay. Yeah. I don't know why you did it ahead of time.
I remember this. I'm gonna get this one set up, and I'll swap 1 and 2. Okay.
She didn't have one.
And then.
I tried it. It was awesome. Yeah. It's gonna change how learning is done.
I tend to get great emotions there. Curious. You know, once you get this group session, we'll call it 1, just 3 pictures.
It doesn't project itself.
Yes, the flat Alistair graph, and the triggers if they're gonna use like a arrows. If they're gonna use like the blue line. The black one should let them cut.
How did you get a picture of it?
No, once you know when they're up.
Oh.
Alright.
It's a,
Who's my first volunteer?
Oh,
Come on over.
Okay.
Alright, so, you're gonna see, do you get motion set?
Aye.
Okay. You'll start to feel a little bit rumbling in your tummy, for lack of a better word. If you do, please just take the headset off. I don't want you to keep everybody. We don't want that. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on your head, let's make it, you over top. Use this leg here, we'll line it here. Change the size. They're all gonna be in the same session with you, so you might start seeing them shifting. Well, you could too.
Maybe 12 seconds.
Yeah. I actually go right with your licenses.
Yeah.
All right. Jeff, can you see? Can you pull the menu up for me? Can you see those two things? Do you see it or no? Okay, on yours, do you see where it says unlock? Yeah. You go ahead and click where it says lock, change it to unlock.
Can you see the room too?
What did you do with
The data trigger thing.
Because the one I used before, I like couldn't see anything.
Change it to unlock. Okay, now you should be able to grab the flag.
Oh, yeah.
All right, now what's up? Who's next? All right.
I don't know.
All right, Deb, are you ready? All right, who's next? All right, we can just chance with that. Yeah. All right. Christina, are you good? Who's next?
Yeah.
And then who's next? All right, I'll get your stuff taken care of. Will and the Lucia. You can always right here. You'll feel it, you won't know until it hits here. So I'm going to keep your center right here. And you're going to see it a little bit further away. You guys are right. That's good. Your center. I hope so. Yeah. Very cool.
I feel like someone is going to help us.
You should be able to start seeing stuff. Grab it while I just grab it. Reach out, grab it with the left hand.
kind of for them towards your face, trying to use the left side of his face. That's kind of got this wall just coming out.
I'll take it if you want.
You can lift it up. Thank you. That's very cool. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Have you tried it?
It does. It's a lot more
Yeah. Pretty cool.
All right. Somebody else want to go to try?
I think that's the entire board. I think that's everyone. I did it already. I did it already. Yeah.
You can see when I made it really, really big on top.
I did, and then you rotated it, so I had like a help.
Wow. Yeah.
I was like, who is moving?
Yeah,
I was
okay.
trying to put the body back together.
Who do you think was the guy?
That takes a lot of time to figure out how to move that and adjust to it.
Sorry. Who are we including in this question?
Just the board. Let's do that again. That's it.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Campbell. Thank you, Mr. Stein, and students.
Yes, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Board members, what was the experience like for board members? If they want to share some comments or some feedback for the students.
I think the pictures in the presentation don't do it justice. I think that getting on and once you figure out the controls, zooming in and
It's going to take a while to figure out how to
how to manipulate things, yes.
Wow. Very nice.
I loved it. I
Yeah,
wish they
that's-
had it when I went through school. It's super,
yeah.
it's super fun. I've been excited ever since we got approved for it to get here, so I'm glad it was shared today.
Yeah.
At this time, we are going to go into closed session against reinstatement for the student.
We need to move
Yeah.
to, go back to open session.
I did.
No, you have to.
You have to vote on it.
We don't, because we can't vote in
vote to
closed
open
session.
Oh,
That's why I said we reconvene at 7:33 PM.
Oh, sorry.
At this time, I'd like to make a motion against the reinstatement of the student here this evening.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Nearing,
Yes.
Levine,
Yes.
Marasky.
Yes.
O'Neill,
yes.
Russia.
Yes.
Sandsburn,
Yes.
6 yes.
Next item on the agenda is statements from the public. Do we have any statements from the public at this time? Statements from the Board of Education?
I mentioned with Mr. Lewis, or Dr. Lewis on the phone, the flags that were hung on the light poles along each of the schools really dress it up a little bit. It's very nice. We're out by Varellen. The security lights in the parking lot at Varellen are very, very bright at nighttime. So hopefully that will help deter, we had a problem with vandalism for the GSRP program and their play school items and their recess items. So I'm hopeful that that will help to deter anybody from messing with their stuff. But they look nice.
Thank you for the board appreciation.
Yes,
That
thank
was,
you.
that was,
Yeah.
that was my
Thank you.
comment.
Thank
Thank you.
And I do want to especially thank Ms. Horret for taking the lead on organizing that, and thanking as well our school nutrition partner, Chartwells, for setting up the appetizers, et cetera.
There are to-go containers as well.
Yes.
Okay, I motion to adjourn at 7:36 PM.
Support.
Moved and supported. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. All right.